Recording in progress.
All right. Is everybody ready already?
Yes, sir.
Ready.
All right. Let's hit it. Hello, hello, and welcome to our humble little podcast. This is Atlantis After Dark, the greatest place in all of cyberspace. Today was just a terrible day, just terrible. My wife got hit by a bus. In related news, I lost my job as a bus driver. I'll tell you what, I'm ready to go already. You guys are too, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it and meet today's All-Stars. First up, he's the Sorcerer Supreme of cyberspace. Last week, he got a new job at a barber shop when some guy stuck his head in the door and said, "Hey, buddy, how long before I can get a haircut?" He said about 2 hours. The man leaves and never comes back. This goes on for a few days before it happens again, and this time he asks his friend, "Hey, can you follow him to see where he goes?" About 45 minutes later, his friend comes back to the barbershop laughing his ass off. He said, "Where did he go?" His friend said, "Your house." "It's Retmus! What's happening, Big Kahuna?"
Oh, not much. I kind of didn't get that one. Sorry.
"No, he's going to your house because he's asking you how long before the next haircut to make sure you're not going to be out."
I gotcha.
Yeah, maybe that was a little...
little long.
I'm out of practice. You know what it is? I didn't do any...
That's okay. It's
I
all
didn't do any
good.
dirty
You were
jokes
too
last
clean
week.
last week in that.
That's it. It messed everything up.
Excuse me. Yes, it was.
It messed your flow up.
It did. It's really screwed me up. I'm sorry.
That's
I
all right.
apologize.
You don't have to be sorry.
I'll try better next time. How about that?
All right, you better.
Welcome to the show, buddy. All right.
Good to be here.
Joining us on the show today. The other day, she asked me, "Hey, AB, what Cinderella do when she got to the ball?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "Gagged." It's the lovely and talented DCL Junk. How are you today, Miss Junk?
Great, thank you.
Did that one land better? I don't know. It didn't really.
Yes,
Did
it definitely landed. Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I'm out of practice. I really need something to pick me up here. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks so much and welcome to the show today,
It's a
Miss
somber
Junk.
month. It's a somber
is.
time. It's a somber time for DCL.
It is. It is. It's hard for me to make light, I guess.
Right.
It's just the way it is. All right. I'll try again. Up next, he's the gangster of ganja. It's coming up to the holiday season, and I asked him, "What are you getting your wife this year for Hanukkah?" He said, "Well, I'm getting her a pair of slippers and a dildo." And I said, "That's an unusual gift set. Why those two things?" And he said, "That way, if she doesn't like the slippers, she can go fuck herself." It's Secju. Welcome, sir.
Damn it, AB, you've spoiled the surprise. She does listen to the show. Fuck, now I gotta think of something else.
Hey, man. I'm sorry. Mrs. Secju, I'm sorry. I spoiled the surprise for you.
No, she does actually want slippers every year, though. Like, I literally buy her a set of slippers every year.
Really?
Slippers are amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
she loves them. She
Like
loves having
big
them.
fuzzy slippers.
Yeah, oh yeah. They're the ones that
absolutely.
you're supposed to throw in the dryer as soon as you get them for extra fluff.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that on the
says
tag?
Throw these in the dryer for 10 minutes.
Oh
Once
my
you
God.
unpack them, and they'll fluff up even more. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, when they pack them, they have to squish them down, sort of. So you do that to.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone actually does that, though. You just get the slippers and you put them on. I mean, who fucking actually takes the time to do that? It's like reading instructions. Who fucking does that?
It's like washing clothes before you wear them, like new clothes.
Yeah,
I
just to
do
be
that.
Safe, maybe.
I always watch. I like the feel of laundered clothes. I don't like the feel of fresh. I don't know. I'm just weird, I guess. Anyways, thanks for being on the show today, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I will keep trying here. Everybody knows this next All-Star, and this is going to be a terrible joke too. The other day, he was writing his resume. He asked me, "Hey, AB, is the word Buttcheeks all one word, or do you think I should spread them apart?" It's Tewty. Welcome to the show, man.
Uh-oh, Tewty is
I know,
muted.
Tewty, he must be muted for some... Oh, he must be going through a
There
tunnel.
we go.
Hello. Sorry, I'm in my car. It took me a second to unmute myself.
Or you just said, "Oh, screw that AB guy. He's sucking it. He's like 0 for 9 today."
No,
Gonna hang him
that
even
was
further
a
out to
good
dry.
one. I have spread my cheeks a little too much this summer. Don't worry.
For job interviews?
For a lot more than that. But yes.
Gotcha. All right. Well, welcome to the show today, buddy. We appreciate having you on board.
Thank you.
Last but not least, from the hidden isle of Themyscira. Yesterday, she went to her friend and said, "My boyfriend says he doesn't want any children, but I do. What can I do?" Her friend says, "Next time you have sex, poke a hole in his condom with a needle." So the next week, she sees her friend again. She says, "Hey, it didn't work. After I poked the holes, he screamed and said he didn't want to have sex anymore. I'm sure he didn't see me do it." Her friend said, "Well, next time, do it before he puts the condom on." It's Witty Amazon. What's happening out there on Paradise Island? This was a terrible one too. I'm sorry.
Well, you didn't need the last part. You didn't need the last
No, I
part.
didn't need the last part. It was too much.
Yeah, I'll give you another week to practice.
This is what
Shall be
happens.
good for the next one.
I can't be all flowery one week and then sour the
He's
next.
show shocked. He's show
I am,
shocked after
I
the
am.
G-rated version last week.
Golly, what's wrong with me? Where my head is at. Anyways, we were supposed to have another guest today. Kal-El was supposed to join us. I don't know. He's not showing up, but maybe he'll be joining us here next week, and we'll catch him then.
Bet a cat was stuck in a tree somewhere.
Yeah,
Get him,
he's,
Superman.
he's busy. He's a little busy these days. But yeah, I want to take a little bit of time and follow up from last week's show and just tell you guys that thank you very much. We're so grateful that the community at large loved the show. We got a lot of positive feedback on it. We got a lot more hits than usual. I assume that's because we're bleeding into some DC heroes and villains audiences as well at this point, which I'm not going to be upset about. And just be warned that we will be talking about heroes and villains. Maybe a little bit each show. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's fair? Because I mean, look, Legends is going away. How much should we talk about heroes and villains? Because I don't want to alienate the fan base in the meantime in the build up, but you know, I also don't want to spend an inordinate amount of time on.
Let's do like a quick 10 minutes maybe to go
Yeah.
over stuff. And then afterwards, we can start just adding more time to it when we cover other DC related properties as well.
Yeah, and I know we'll get some people down there that'll say, "Hey, can you give us a timestamp for the gong?" I don't know how to do that. I'm an idiot. So
You just tell them what time the gong rings in the video.
yeah, I guess I could. Yeah. You have
But
to
no,
let them-
we need a segment though for Witty though. We need Witty to give a TED talk on how to damage the raid boss in Heroes and Villains because her damage is fucking insane.
I know, right?
That's the segment we need.
I know. So
So, I'm ahead because probably I'm a little bit more geared than you are, and that's probably the only issue you have right now.
well, I don't know. You're far and away the leader on the leaderboard. So I don't
You
know.
did tell me to lead last week, so I'm just
You
following
did, yeah.
your instructions.
and you're doing a fine job, may I say. Far better than I ever could or would. And, I don't want to speak for Biff, but I'm sure he'd say the same. But
I'm
yes.
almost caught up to you, AB. I'm close. I'm nipping at your heels.
Are you? I just hit
No,
level
I'm like
50.
I'm like 500,000 points behind you. I'm not
Are
really
you?
nipping at your heels.
Okay. Say, I used to be in third, and now I've fallen to I'm between 5 and 6 at this point. It varies, but it varies. But I am glad to see, and it is funny because last week when we had the developers on, they said, "Hey, do we have any spoilers?" And they're like, "Yeah, we have a lot of spoilers." And gosh, what a great time! I just want to thank them again for coming on board the show and sharing that information with the audience, with the crew, with us, with everybody. Fantastic time. And it was a coming soon that actually came to fruition.
I was
might
literally
add.
just thinking that the coming soon
Right.
came, and it was amazing.
Right. And now we're all in a guild. We have the Atlantis After Dark guild in DC Heroes and Villains. And I know, Witty, are we full on spots already, or are we saving a couple?
I mean, we did have a few more people interested in joining, but I'm still waiting on them to see. I don't know if they're just leveling up or not.
Okay.
But I'm still waiting to see if our alliance mates would like to join. If not, I'll fill up the rest easily because there's a lot of interest right now.
Yes, there is. And I think that our podcast really helped on that because And I think the podcast helped in general because there's a lot of people in the community who have said we weren't willing to give this a shot, and after we listened to your show, we're definitely giving it a shot. So
yeah,
kudos.
and our channel in our Discord chat wasn't exactly very populated. It seemed to be the same 4 or 5 people active there, and then after the guilds opened, it's like the floods came in. You know, we had a lot of players that were into the game, but you know, weren't exactly being very active there, and now they are. So that's also very cool. And a lot of people have discovered that the game has certain similarities to DCL, so it's will be naturally good there because we already know how it works. So
yeah, it's important to be able to get, and I mean not at the beginning of the game, and I think this is the most common thing that people ask at the beginning of any game is, you know, what synergy should I use? And the answer is always don't worry about the synergy, because at first you're not going to have enough to make a good synergy. Just use your strongest tunes and barrel through it, you know?
Yeah, and that's what people are usually asking in chat with the alliance boss. I mean, just if you're not high level, just use your top tunes,
right.
The most powerful ones you have, because those chests, you know, at the bottom, you progress through them with how many attacks you do. That's a solo achievement for you. So it doesn't matter the damage. It matters that you attack the boss. So that chest goes up in rarity. So if you're not high level, that's a good way to get more more mats to upgrade your characters and be good for next time. So,
does anybody know how high the chest goes on the boss?
someone posted in another Discord, but I can remember.
Okay, was it double digits, or was it, you know?
I don't know. I would have to check.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm
Then
not
let's not.
I know
sweat
the
it.
boss goes I think to 11. I think max.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You know what else goes to 11? You ever seen Spinal Tap, Witty?
No, I don't know
No?
what that is.
Oh, man. There's a spot
I
in the
thought
movie.
you got a good one coming.
Yeah, it's
This-
a great movie from 1980 or whatever. It's only 50 years old. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's,
but it's a fantastic
It's
film.
only
it's
50 years old.
yeah, no, it's a great movie. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard. Like looking at it now, it's like I feel old every time I see that it's on. I'm like, oh,
Right. But it goes to 11. So yeah, there's a joke that he's got an amplifier. Most guitar amplifiers go up to 10. That's not really a fact that most people, you know, really think about, but he had a guitar amplifier that goes to 11, and his thing was, when I need that extra boost, that extra bit of juice, I turn my crank all the way to 11. And then he's like, well, why don't you just make 10 louder? He's like,
Right,
but
yeah,
this one goes to 11.
the interviewer says, well, why don't you just make 10, 11? Why don't you just make that 10? And why don't you make 10 the loudest? That way, when you need it, you go to 10. And he stares at him stunned for 2 seconds. Goes, this one goes to 11. And it's great. It's a great scene.
Oh boy,
Such a great movie.
yeah. Maybe it's a product of its time. He had to be there for it, I guess.
I think so. But
Yeah. Nonetheless, DC heroes and villains. Was there anything else we wanted to expound on before we get into some DCL, or was that pretty much the gist of what we wanted to kind of put out there today?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything new right now. Everyone is just gearing up and filling up their rosters right now to be a bit more ready. But I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that we have a few other players coming in and new alliances being formed from DCL players. That will be good to have something to talk about with the good old gang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's cool because I didn't think, but we got a Doom box in our alliance, for God's sakes. So
Yes, we do.
I was like, wow, who knew?
we had to snatch him before the owls did because they're coming onto the scene. So
are they playing too? Are the Owls playing too?
yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they weren't gonna, and then Hate Mail was like, "Ooh, this is a great game," and then is Hate Mail gonna join us, or is he sticking with his Owly buddies over there?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think he's staying with them because a lot of them are playing right now.
Boo.
They've already created an alliance, so we're just gonna have to beat him.
Okay. Works for me. All right. That'll make it really awkward when he comes on the show. But
Oh no, it won't,
No?
because you know he's been in a different alliance for so many
Yeah,
so many
no,
years
he
right now.
has.
It doesn't make it
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, no, it's all good. Anywho, the bottom line here, thank you guys so much for joining us on the DC Heroes and Villains journey. We are looking forward to bringing you guys more DC Heroes and Villains content as the weeks and months progress. But for right now, I think it's important that we get into some DCL.
Write down that recording time.
The gong
way
has
if somebody
spoken
asks
at
you for it.
15 minutes and 50 seconds.
Nice.
So there you go. Now you have an audible record. There's your timestamp. Listen to it until this long to find out where the timestamp is, and then go from there. There you go.
The best though is that it's audible within the recording, so you still have to listen to that point to find out and be
Right.
like, "Yes, he gave me the timestamp on the."
That's
oh, wait,
right.
fuck.
Oh, just listen to the show, people. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about what happened in DCL this week. And boy, a lot has happened. First of all, I'm so glad I never got rid of the app off my phone, because I was pretty adamant. You know, I said, when people said I quit, you know, are you going to delete the app off your phone? I said, no, you know, because I paid for those things. You know, that's my money. And I'm glad I didn't do that, because now I get to enjoy the very, very end of the game with you. I know people who uninstalled the app after they've quit can't get the game anymore because it's not on the App Store anymore. So I'm grateful for that. And the cool thing about that is if you were lucky enough to be here at the end, you will have been surprised by the sales that are in the shop. Everything is going like hotcakes. We've got, how much have I farmed so far? Almost 10 million gold gems from the sales in the shop. They basically made 25,000 gems cost 10 gems. So your return is about 24,990 gems, I think.
Yeah, it's better
Yeah.
than going to the dollar store.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm holding out. I'm holding out.
But I mean, doing that has allowed me to really update and upgrade my roster in a way in a meaningful way. I've never seen it look like that. And I know I have holes in my roster because I've quit playing for a year, but what say the rest of you? I mean, is it cool that we're able to get in there and dabble with our rosters to a great degree like that?
I think it's a nice way to send the players off in the end. I haven't, once I used up all of my XP materials, I kind of haven't done anything since then because it's a pain in the ass to farm those. But I also, like, the day before the floodgates opened, I farmed 1 million legendary essence doing the whole Black Flash Mirror Master thing on the fourth, on the final node in the legendary event. So I was just like, I was both elated and also like, motherfucker. Like, it was like mixed emotions, but mostly positive. We're going mostly positive. But I don't know. The XP materials thing, I can't. If somebody out there has some creative way to farm XP materials, because the shop deal sucks. I sat there and bought that shop deal for 5 minutes straight, and it wasn't even enough to upgrade one toon. I was like, okay, there's got to be a better method for XP materials. So if somebody else has it, I'd love to hear it.
Outside of XP materials, it is really funny though how, it's the devs and the team have basically just been like, all right, let's maximize how much fun they can have over the next, month and a half, whatever's left of the game. And it was really funny because so in the NDA group, we all put like a request in, like, can I have this? Can I have this? And everybody put in a different request, and most of us got that request. I did not get my request, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute. But so Hawkeye, I don't know if you are in some of those Discords, like the RB5 showcase, little Discord channels. He received like 50,000 rebirth crystals. So he literally rebirth 5'd every single character he had the shards for, and it was a lot. Like almost the entire roster basically at this point is RB5'd in for Hawkeye. And then I think Zubaz got like 50,000 of the Zatanna Lord of Chaos shards, which was funny
Oh,
because
that was a waste.
Oh, he got hosed.
it was a waste
Got
because he had already farmed. We weren't sure we were actually going to get the request. Like we put the request in, and we just like said, I don't know if it's going to happen. I hope it does though. And then the Zatanna event happened, and he got to just farm them. And then after he farmed them all, he got 50,000. So he has a fuck ton of shards for Zatanna. I think
do
Doom.
too.
Yeah. I think Doom got like a bunch of frags for his like dominatrixes, like Giganta, Superwoman, Granny, and like I forget the fourth one, but he literally got very specific shards for his dominatrix big ladies, which I thought was funny. And then I specifically asked for whatchamacallit, for all the skins in the game, because I didn't get all of them, and I was going to do a memorial video for the DC Legends game and with all the art in it and everything. I did not receive that yet, or I don't know if I am going to at all, but we'll see. Because I also asked for, if you data mine some of the like files and stuff in the game, there are like skins that are in there that are unreleased, and I was like, I would love to, put those on display in a video so that everyone can see the art that you guys have created and didn't get to release, unfortunately. And Reeves was like, sure, I'll send this to the team and ask, but I haven't seen anything since, and Reeves has been pretty quiet lately, so we're assuming that they're pretty much just like, all right, let's just open the floodgates and walk away kind of deal.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've seen the sales in the shop go away. I don't know if that's normal. I haven't logged in, but it seems to me like you can't really buy any specific characters in the shop, and I don't know if they're going to release any new specific characters for the shop. Can anyone update on that? Or
there definitely will not be any new characters.
Okay.
I'm doubtful there will be sales just because you can data mine the sales too, and the sales cut off early this month. When they dropped the sales, they cut off early, and we were like, oh shit, I wonder why. And then they dropped the bomb like 2 days later after we data mined it. So I'm assuming there won't be any more new sales.
Got it. Well, that sucks.
Still
but
nice
that's good to
gesture
know.
by them to open everything up for everyone to.
Oh,
just play
sure.
around.
Yeah, no. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking a gift horse in a mouth or anything. It just, for me personally, I was kind of looking forward to being able to get at least every one of my characters to L5, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think the like gems and stuff is mainly there for like getting green essence, getting the gear fragments from upgrade events, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the main purpose of that. But yeah, fragment wise, you're probably SOL at this point.
Yeah. Well, the best part about it to me is that I got rid of that annoying little 3+, that red 3+ thing that hung above my heroes button. So I don't have to look at it anymore.
Everyone taking a break there?
I don't
Yeah.
know what's sure
So-
speak next. I talk a lot. I was trying to give people opportunity.
I only had like 5 characters to take up to level 80, and I already had everybody at L5, I think, except for like 3, because that's what I was working on. If you remember, Sec G, I was just like farming legendary essence nonstop.
Yep.
So I was able to like finish that up in like 1 day. Yeah, so it's just like, now I'm just like, now what? I was like, unless they pump out a bunch of RB crystals, there's not much left for me to do. So I'm hoping they do, because I would like to have like some of the characters that I wouldn't touch at all, that I have like a ton of shards for, just RB5 them and take them in and just play them in PvP and stuff, like all trash tier RB5 characters.
I mean, I don't think they will. If they granted Hawkeye, it was Hawkeye, right? If they granted his wish like that, I mean, if they put him in the shop the way they put the gems, everyone would RB5 their everything they could. So it would mean something to him. I don't think they will open the gates on the RB crystals. So that's why I'm holding out in RB5ing some characters, because I'm deciding if I want to put a gold border and some characters that actually mean something to me, or otherwise put an RB5 and characters that I have the shards for. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm still holding out to see. But I don't think they will give us any more crystals. So choose wisely.
Be nice if they modified the raid rewards, since with the floodgates being opened, they're kind of pointless. All the raid rewards other than
Yeah.
the rebirth tokens. So since they're doing a last raid, it would be nice if maybe somebody whispered like, hey, maybe change the rewards to something like rebirth tokens the whole way up the milestones to give people motivation to actually play raids. Because like, yeah, it's the last raid, but you know, what's the point other than doing it to say you did it? Which I'm going to do it to say I did it. But
I'm
it's
going to
still
do
like,
it for the XP mats, because there's no
Yeah,
other good
yeah,
way to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And if you want to balance your roster, because that's the what's left for me to do, because I'm okay not having certain RB5s or not having a character L5, because some of the characters are very rare, like Joker, damaged goods. I'm gonna live with him in L1 and that's it. Like Wally West, I think I want to have him L2, but that's as high as I could get, and I can live with that. It's okay. But the rest of them, what everything that I can upgrade, I will, and raids will be the way to do that. But I think opening up the gates on the RB crystals, I think in a way it wouldn't be fair for everyone, because that way people would be just constantly farming for days. And
Yeah, but it's only people that have RB5 available characters, so there's not a ton of people that have them anyway.
Well,
So even if they
yeah,
open
but the shop,
floodgates,
but the shop with the
the gems, anybody could get the shards at this point for almost any character.
Yeah.
If you just hit the hero packs
for a lot of
enough, long
characters.
enough. Yeah.
I know that some of the rare characters and the new characters aren't there, but easily everyone could have like a Terra or a Red Hood. Some characters that you could in a few days you could easily get a lot of RB5s, and then the showcase wouldn't mean anything. So.
Well, I don't need them
As
to
far
open a
as
floodgate.
the-
Oh, sorry, Tewty, go ahead. Nope, go ahead, Tewty. My bad.
As far as the raid goes, I think it's going to be like no one's going to give a shit about the actual rewards. It's going to be about competition, and it's going to be about names. Like alliances are going to go ham, or you're going to have some of those people that go for solo leaderboards, and they're just going to probably leave their alliance because they're going to focus solely on solo and try and get as many points as possible to be like the last number one raid player of the season, I guess. That's what I anticipate. Like, no one's going to give a single fuck about the actual rewards. It's going to be how can we actually win this time? Like, are the owls going to go crazy? Is Alliance After Dark or Atlantis After Dark going to go crazy? Like,
I can answer that question.
Yeah, we can give
As
some
Biff would
No.
say,
spoilers on
that is off-brand.
I'm anticipating some really, 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 really large numbers on this final raid. That's what I'm anticipating.
I'm anticipating a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
you have
That's
to
fair.
maintain tradition.
Yeah, that's all. And I wonder, like, that's my concern, is that they're gonna be like, yeah, well, we have one guy and he's not here now, so and then just being like, oh, I guess we're fucked for the next 3 days, but whatever, I mean, it is what it is.
I
At
mean,
this
if it
point, you gotta-
happens, there's no reason to get upset about it.
Exactly,
It is what it is.
exactly.
Just
Oh,
go,
you can bet there's gonna
exactly.
be people
People
on
are gonna be
Reddit
pissed.
going
Oh,
nuts.
yeah.
You can
No,
bet
I
that.
know.
No,
I
it's
know
more
there will
like
be, but
it's more like like a problem with like a whole day where the bugs, where you're not nothing, where the game's not working. I get something like that I could see. Which, and again, it's like, well, what do you do? The game's ending, so
Read a book.
Why get upset about it? Exactly. Just practice for November 1st.
Yeah, that's right. Get your practice in for the
Right.
for the long haul ahead of not having it anymore. Period. So,
Right.
I don't
It'll be
know.
like coming off heroin and you try methadone for a day.
I mean, I know people are going to lose their minds on Reddit whenever there are eventual bugs or some issue with the raid that is inevitably going to happen. But come on, we fucking know what we're in store for at this point. We asked for this last raid, like we know what's coming.
Exactly.
Just fucking get over it. Who are you gonna complain to? The people that don't work there anymore, that aren't listening and don't care.
Yeah,
Poor
right, the people
who are
Zubaz
out of
be
a
job
deleting shit
and
like
yeah.
crazy on Reddit.
Shouting into the void of the internet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shout into an open space or
Right.
just gonna scream at something.
I almost want them to jack up the prices like 10,000% and remove the gem deal just to piss off people on Reddit.
That would be funny. You missed your
That
chance.
would be. That's right.
motherfuckers.
It was here and now it's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope they do something to give us a couple more rebirth tokens. I don't care if it's open the floodgate thing, but it was nice that we got that random 50.
It
that
was.
message. Like if they did that again one more time, that would be cool. Like I don't need 50,000, but just a few extra.
Yeah.
Or at least the opportunity to get a few extra would be cool.
Yeah, it would. Like I still have like 3 or 4 that I'd love to take to RB5 if I had I think I have 120 crystals now or something like that. Like that would still be kind of neat just to have enough to just a smidgen, like you said, like 50 to 100. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
But,
and it's not even about rebirth 5s for me. It's about like there's a couple people I would just like to slap that gold border on, like Woody said.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it would be nice to not be put in that position that if there is an RB5 opportunity that comes up to have to choose between that or, another gold border on a tune that I would just like to put a gold border on. Like I don't need the floodgates to open, but it would be nice if we got a trickle.
Right. I would just like to, be able to throw in an Enchantress Cheshire, Enchantress Trigon Monkey Print. No. I could just see, like, if they open the floodgates, I could just see PvP just being all those dick teams.
Oh,
putting out
yeah.
an RB5, and I'm like, no, come on, guys. Come on.
And I think
We don't
I
need that.
saw somebody on Reddit say, I can't believe I read it on Reddit, right? But but that they were saying something to the effect of, now that everybody's got as many resources as possible, quit using dick teams
Exactly.
in the PvP
please.
because everybody can
Yeah, I
use
think it was
whoever they
ballsy,
want.
but he's got to give that memo to his alliance mates first because
Oh.
they're the ones using the dig teams.
Oh, what's his
um,
alliance? Which alliance is he in?
I suppose he's with the Owls still because he was the leader. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
gotta
Oh.
tell his friends to follow in his footsteps first.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought he left
mean-
the Alliance.
I mean, I don't know if he's still playing with them or not, but
Right.
he was their leader. So
Right.
that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of you cannot demand to other players and tell them how should they play or not because it's their game, it's their resources. But at this, I can see what he's saying. At this point, there's no point in putting out 4 tough RB5s for other players to beat because it just doesn't make sense. But also, if you look at what we've got right now, I mean, there's no way I'm playing Sage because it doesn't mean anything. I've got shards to RB10 that use a ton, so playing Siege right now, if you're not top 100 and above to put your name on the board, it doesn't mean anything. So, and for the PvP as well, the only if you have a few shards missing in those reward characters, I don't see any advantage in playing PvP. So I'm not my teams are not even out there anymore.
Yeah, I guess there's no point in me playing Age of Apes to get that 20,000 gems.
Oh no way.
Yeah. Nobody's going to do the offer walls anymore.
Right.
I'm still actually playing Age of Apes.
I know you are.
Really?
That's why I said.
It's not bad. I mean, it's just another city builder. It's just going to be like DC Dark Legions, from what I understand, is the same damn thing. So it's
Oh, they have one of those where you build like a whole.
it's that one that's like in alpha testing. I guess they just closed the alpha server or whatever and deleted everyone's game progress that had been playing, and then the beta server's coming eventually. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know, but if everyone I've heard talk about it says it's basically State of Survival with DC lipstick on it. So it's like, here you go.
I'll still give it a shot, I'm sure, but
Yeah, I'll try anything with the DC characters, but as Whitty has pointed out, the art is a little suspect to begin with, and
really,
Yeah, I don't like that one.
if you combine that with the presumed gameplay of like State of Survival or something like that, then that's going to have a really limited shelf life for me. 'Cause
Look, I have played State of Survival for Tapjoy, and I did enjoy the game, but from what I've seen from the DC game, I'm not exactly interested, and I'm a DC fan. I don't like the how do you say, the aesthetics?
yeah, the base building
not
even
a huge
isn't
fan.
as artistically inspired. It looks like Sim Tower.
Yeah,
doesn't look
and
like-
look, if you're like me, you're playing heroes and villains, and you're invested and interested, and those graphics are great, and then you go into the other one. I actually went into that server, and I'm like, nope, no, gotta get out.
Speaking of art, can we talk about the back alley boob job that they gave Zatanna? I mean, how bad? They're
What?
Have you seen? They look like
Hold
they're
on.
like. You got to look at the pictures. They look like goat's eyes. You know the way they're sort of like spread so far apart. It's like I mean, you can fit a football
What are
between
you talking
Wait,
between
we're
about?
talking about DCL.
Yeah, Zatanna.
Yeah. I'm going
Like,
to look
they're-
right now.
Come
Yeah.
on. I mean,
The
it's
new
Hold
just-
on, let me take a look at this.
They're first of all, I mean, I've seen good breast implants. I've seen bad ones. These are bad ones. I
Right.
like there's.
You had me
Maybe-
at boobs. All right.
Am I wrong? Am I the only one
No,
who thinks
those are pretty
that?
wonky.
They're a little far apart.
Yeah.
They're a little far apart. Like whoever did the implants needed to sort of like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's botched.
One
I
is
think
looking
it's
at you
botched.
and one is looking for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
They're magical breasts.
Yeah.
They're magical.
They are definitely
I've-
noticeably different than OG Zatanna's, though. If you go look
Exactly.
at them side by side,
Exactly. And it's like she did like she
her
did
whole
spend a
build
lot
is
of money on
actually
that.
very different.
She did spend a lot of money on those. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, she could afford to go to a top high-end Beverly Hills, get a titty job from just.
That
spend a
sounds
little
like
money.
more of a Lord of Order move, and she's Zatanna, Lord of Chaos.
Right. Exactly.
Chaotic
Exactly.
bosom.
Listen,
All
they're
right.
definitely bigger than Power Girls now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think-
they're
That's
bigger.
what I
That's
can
because
say.
Power Girls got reduced, didn't they? With that new skin, wasn't that a complaint
Yeah, they both
too?
got a boob job.
Yeah, but Power Girl has cleavage though. They actually like come together. They meet with like Zatanna. Like there's like a good 6
Soggy?
inches between the two of them.
Yeah.
They're very sloppy.
Hmm.
All right.
I mean,
never
you
mind.
can't. I
Just
can't
me.
argue with it. I can't argue with it. I'm just wondering. I just had a thought here. Nope, she definitely had the cleavage too. All right, I was like, I got to look at that picture and see if I can make an Elvira comparison, but she definitely had cleavage.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Famous cleavage. All right.
Well, yeah.
The next topic.
Cleavage aside, I mean, we could talk about it all day.
All
I
right,
suppose.
Normally we
me,
talk
I'm
about
sorry.
normally we talk about character booties and packages. It's nice to
Yeah.
move up to the top shelf.
Yeah.
There we go.
Comforting and warm. The whole nine.
Yeah. What do you think, Retmus?
Yeah.
I like boobs.
Yeah, I was still looking at the boobs, so that's why I wasn't speaking.
Yeah. He's like, what are you talking about? I was still looking at the boobies.
As I go through the whole roster of
Yeah,
females.
it's like, hold on, let me compare them to every other female
Uh.
character in the game.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I'm spoiled for topics, but I don't have anything to talk about. So,
What do you mean?
no, I'm kidding. I'm not spoiled for topics.
Well, I'll tell you what a topic I'm thinking about. I just since we obviously haven't been playing as much DCL, and I love Heroes and Villains because I can finish everything in 15 minutes if I need to.
mm,
I've been reading a lot more on my DC Comics Infinite subscription,
oh,
and I finally finished Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow storyline. And let me just say that I sincerely hope the movie's not inspired by that.
oh, really?
Yeah, I was not a big fan. I don't know. There was just so much. There was a lot of interesting writing to it in terms of like the feel of the comic. Had a lot of Silver Age random stuff going on, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to get into details, but I thought the art was very subpar, and I just was not impressed overall with the end result of that story. Like I didn't think it was in tune with the mythos that surrounds like a character like Supergirl and Superman and that whole family of characters. And I just really hope that that's not going to serve as the inspiration for the movie Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, if it ever actually happens. Who knows what's happening at this point? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. But
That's right. That is the title of the Supergirl project, isn't it? So-
yeah, and I had tagged it because of that, to take a look at it and see like, okay, well, if they're going to draw inspiration from this, I'd like to have an idea of what they're looking at. And it just, I don't know. Some of it was good, but in general, I was not a big fan of the story. And when I got to the end of it, I was really like, that's it? Like, that's how they're going to end this? And I don't know. I hope that the movie's not inspired by it. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. That's not exactly a ringing endorsement.
I'm not usually that picky with stories, and Whitty will tell you I'm famously not picky with movies.
I am.
but this I don't know. I tried to get into it. I read the whole thing. It's 8 issues. I read it in 2 parts. I read the first 4 parts, took a break, kind of digested everything I had read, then read the back 4 issues, and I just wasn't that impressed. I got to be honest. I don't know. It wasn't that great. Didn't really capture me. I very much more enjoyed the 6-part John Kent series they just did where he like, goes to the Injustice world and things like that. That was a good one. So
Wow.
don't know.
I haven't read comics in a few years now, so maybe that's something I'll get back into once DCL is toasted. Who knows? I'll have a lot more.
I'll
There's
email you my password.
There's a guy that's on YouTube. I think he's Comic Historian or something he goes by. And if you guys ever get a chance, look him up. It's really good. He actually will do like an audio version of a complete saga. Like if you want to watch, if you don't have time to like read Blackest Nights and you want to like see a visual representation in the story kind of like being told to you. It's
Like a motion comic or?
Yes, he'll do that with
Okay.
every single issue of the comic. And all he does is he takes all of the texts that are in the boxes and he whites them out, but he uses the artwork and he tells the story like by their perspective. Like he'll change his voice and act like he's this character, and he'll change it to act like he's the other character.
Is Retmus, is he the one that did the motion comic of Red Sun? Because that one is fantastic. Whoever
It
did
is.
that's out there is really good.
I'm not sure about that, but it's really good because he pretty much does every comic arc story there is. And
Cool.
it's kind of nice to sit back and watch it, and you get to see the visual of the comic book, like if you're reading it, but you get to see like a little bit of like him putting the emotion behind the character attacking or the pain they're feeling or something like that. It's really good to check out. I find myself like whenever I am sculpting or drawing or something like that, playing one of those, on one of my other monitors while I'm doing it, and it's just enjoyable.
Yeah. By the way, Red Sun is my favorite Superman comic of all time.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Love Red Sun. Love Red Sun.
Were you disappointing that they didn't really do the ending in the animated version?
Let's just say I was disappointed with the animated version, period. I thought
okay.
I bought it on digital, and there's no way for me to delete it from my library. Let's put it like that. If I could delete it from my library, I would. If I had bought a physical copy of that, I would have turned it into a fucking Frisbee and thrown it out the balcony. I hated that fucking thing.
What part did you hate the most? Like just that they diverted it like with Wonder Woman's story, basically? Because I know that she's a central character for
They
you. So
fucked everything. You know what my favorite part of that movie was?
When it
Yeah.
ended.
When it ended.
Yeah,
When it fucking ended.
I
They
wasn't a fan. Also, I mean, I didn't read the comics, but lately the new movies, even the animated, I think they're not as good as the first they have released. I mean, this year alone, I think the only one I truly liked was the Legion of Superheroes with Supergirl. That
one
was
was good.
the only one I liked so far this year.
Oh, you didn't like the Super Sons one? I thought that, or was that last year? The Battle of the Super Sons or whatever with Damien and John.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I haven't.
I
seen
thought that one was
yet.
decent too. That one I thought
it was
pretty decent.
enjoyable.
Or at
It
least
was-
worth your time, Woody, to check out.
Yeah, even the Batman they did in two parts, the Long Halloween, I think was last year also.
Yes.
I mean, they stretched it so long at some point it doesn't even you're not even into the storyline anymore. I don't know.
I like that one overall, but I can see what you're saying. It didn't need to be two movies. It didn't need to be two
Yeah,
parts.
you could
Like
you could do that in one movie. They've stretched it too far.
Yeah.
I saw the one with the Green Lantern that I know that you also didn't like.
Yeah, I did
mean,
not like
they've
that
had they're on a really bad streak right now.
Yeah, well, and I also those crossovers with the RBWY stuff. Like the
Yeah.
first one I watched was pretty terrible. I
think they have a new one coming, so you're
part two.
you're in for a treat.
What is that, by the way? What is this
Yeah,
RXWBY stuff? I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Is that like an anime thing?
I think it's
Is
an
it?
anime thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm
not,
old.
I'm not super into the anime. I'm into old anime like Dragon Ball Z and crap like that. I don't get into much of the newer stuff.
I kind of liked that one actually.
Oh, really? Like I did not like the art. I didn't
Well,
like
I like the concept about how the worlds kind of like were merging, but they were in different bodies and they didn't have their powers here. And the other ones had powers. Now it's going to flip flop and it'll come over to our side where they'll be in the bodies and the other ones won't have their powers.
yeah.
So I like that dimensional jumping. I've just always been a fan of like multiverse type stuff.
Maybe I'll like this one more since it's on the DC side and it's going to have that more traditional feel to it. Maybe,
Right.
maybe I'll like it more, but I don't know. I had to watch the first one twice. I gave up halfway through it, and then I was like, you know what? I need to finish this in case we ever talk about it. So I did, and I regretted every second of finishing it. So, oh, I don't know. I mean, if people liked it, good for you. I'm happy for you. Just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
make
same.
mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope some of their newer projects, like, James Gunn's got some newer projects coming. He does tend to do well with weird characters that nobody knows much about. So hopefully the Creature Commandos will be
Yeah.
good. Maybe. We'll see.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. I don't know. It does make me nervous, though. Just like the climate surrounding comic book content in general right now is very negative.
Yeah.
And that's both Marvel and DC. And it
Yeah.
just makes me worry for any future projects that come out, whether they look good or not, or they are good or not. I think Whitty and I even had this conversation before that, like, I almost expect the James Gunn Superman to fail at this point.
Yeah,
Just
I-
because
I
regardless of
expect
whether
that.
or not it's a good movie, there's just so much controversy surrounding everything involving the DC universe. Warner Brothers in general, being led by Zaslav, and his positions on the strikes and everything are casting a very negative light on the studios. And I just worry that no matter what they put out, and no matter how good or bad it is, it's going to fail regardless. It's a concern.
Yeah.
The
I
only
mean,
thing-
look,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to mention, like, look how bad Blue Beetle did. And everybody that I've talked to kind of liked the movie a lot.
Yeah, I haven't talked to anybody that said anything negative about that movie other than it's a bit on the generic superhero side, which, what do you expect? It's an origin movie about a character barely anybody knows. So
Yeah.
I haven't heard
it's
anything really negative, though.
It's the one I said some negative stuff about it when we talked about it. I didn't like it that well. It
Okay.
was so predictable. It reminded me like they just ripped off Iron Man and watered it down. Because if you look at the story arc, the main bad guy has the same technology he does,
Mhm.
and it's the corporation behind it. I mean, it was just, I don't know. It seems like I'm going to grab a little bit from this story and a little bit from this one, a little bit from that one. Let's just throw it all together and make a movie.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even like the bus scene, like cutting a bus in half.
Yeah.
was like,
That was Dr.
Literally
Marvel.
from Doctor
from Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
I
It
say
was
Dr.
like,
Marvel.
that's
It's
why I
very
didn't like
derivative.
it very well.
The only the only thing I think Star Wars is the only one that I don't feel sick of right now, and I was never a huge Star Wars fan. Maybe that's why. 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't like go crazy with all that. I think Ahsoka's is a really good show.
I think it's great. I don't know why people are so down on it.
Yeah, I really love it. The only one, like, I hated Boba Fett. I thought that was terrible. And season 3 of Mandalorian was okay, but I mean, overall, I don't think I've soured on them nearly as much as I've soured on Marvel and DC.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Star Wars thing, but maybe I differ in that. I liked I'm with you on Mando season 3. It was only but I despised Boba Fett.
It's so
They
bad.
ruined
So
that
much
entire
potential.
What about episodes 5 through 7? Whenever
ones-
it basically became Mandalorian 2.5.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean,
When they brought in those 5 hipsters on Vespas as the tough guys, I was like, "That's
Yeah,
it. I'm out.
that's-
I'm out."
This is not very Star Wars. What are you thinking,
Yeah,
Filoni?
I was like these like steampunk hipsters with like, and it was like, "Oh yeah, you guys are tough." Okay, it's like
Here's
the
my
Brooklyn
biggest
gang.
Here's my biggest complaint about Star Wars right now. Everybody gets impaled with a lightsaber and it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right.
Right, he used
know,
to die.
Right. I mean, Qui-Gon died for nothing, for God's sakes. He could have trained Anakin and saved the universe.
Yeah.
We never would have
Well,
had this problem.
I mean, Darth Maul got cut in half and he survived.
Right.
It's true. Clone Wars, right? Or was it Rebels? I can't remember. Which
I
one.
don't know.
both.
Well,
It was
yeah.
both?
Clone
I don't know.
Wars
I never
and
watched those
Rebels.
ones.
Yeah.
He was
My
in
friend
Rebels.
James is very mad at me.
Yeah.
I watched Rebels just to get ready for Ahsoka. Someone's like, "Yeah, you have to watch Rebels to get ready." Apparently, all you have to do is watch like a 20-minute YouTube video. Saying what
Yeah,
happens.
you don't need to watch the whole
Yeah,
series.
you don't have to
But I
watch
actually like Rebels. Like about 2/3 of it, I thought was really good. About 1/3 of it, you're like, "Yeah, they didn't need this episode."
Yeah.
But I thought that was decent. I don't know.
And I don't mind seeing what's his name back is Hayden Christensen, like having him
Oh,
back.
yeah.
It's kind of
He's
fun.
fine.
It feels like he's redeeming himself because clearly it was bad script writing. Because as far as his acting's concerned, it's not that bad.
Right.
In
He
the
was
show, I
also
mean-
in he was good in Obi-Wan too.
Yeah, I thought he was fine in
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Even though that one had a little bit of criticism thrown its way, which again, I like that one. I don't understand.
I thought it was
Yeah.
good too.
Maybe
Obi-Wan
I'm a
was
bad
good.
Star Wars fan. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
mean,
feel
compare
bad.
that to Secret Invasion,
Oh,
or
God.
even The Flash,
Ugh.
and you're like, I don't know.
No.
Secret
Like all these-
Invasion, I regret watching that at all. Like people
Yes.
warned me, they were like, "This is terrible," and I was
Is
like,
it
"Well, I wanna
really
see for
that bad?
myself."
It's
Yes.
I haven't
it's not
seen
worth
it.
I don't.
What makes it bad?
Just bad storytelling, bad
Yeah.
pacing, bad CGI, bad everything, bad acting, bad you name it.
Bad
Like,
Samuel L. Jackson.
no, I don't even mind the Samuel Jackson part. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
that he's not even getting to be himself. He doesn't get to say motherfucking at least once. So you know,
Yeah,
motherfucking something.
I like
But,
Samuel L. Jackson in it, but that was pretty much it. That was it's just like
and just like pointless character deaths. They were
Yes.
killing people left and right, and it had no significant impact on the story. It didn't really move anything forward. It's just characters that people actually liked are just now dead
yeah
in that
I
series.
thought Don Cheadle was great in it. But
Yeah.
his acting. I thought Cage was great, but overall, like the series, it's like it wasn't true to the comic book, and it was worse. It was just what they did with it was just
Well, now it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's nobody in the Marvel universe that could stand against the Super Skrull at this point, based on how they told that story. So, where the fuck does it go from there?
Yeah, there's a
Like,
lot
good luck,
wrong with it.
Kang. You're gonna get broken into a million pieces if you
Right.
show up. Like,
Yeah,
look out.
no, the whole thing is like maybe you should call the Avengers. It's like, no, I'm gonna handle this myself. Like, what? What? No, that's
Yeah, we
not
got
your
this.
job.
We got
That's
this.
not-
Don't worry.
Yeah, that's literally what you have these people for.
Well, he even knows what the status of the Avengers is post Endgame at this point because they really haven't touched on it.
Right.
Like,
right.
it's just kind of been hanging out there nebulous. Like, you know, they used to
Right.
have people crossing over into each other's movies a little bit, but now they're kind of back to their own solo thing. And I don't know. I don't know. I just hope that the DC stuff does better. I hope that whatever James Gunn brings us is better. And I know that there's a lot of skepticism out there because some people love Peacemaker, some people hate Peacemaker,
Oh, I
some
loved
people
it.
love the Suicide Squad, some people hated it. You're going to find out with all things in comic media. I just hope that whatever gets put out is of decent quality and it gets a chance, a fair shot at least.
Mhm.
That's
No,
all.
it won't.
I know it won't. I know it won't.
Yeah,
no.
you're very hopeful.
Yeah. What
I am a
world do you live
Superman
in?
fan. That's what the S stands for.
Right. That's like going on Reddit saying, "I hope I get cheered up today."
No, you go to Reddit to
Oh.
enhance your own misery. Like my
Right,
TV
right.
broke while I was binging Spawn yesterday, and I just went to Reddit to be sad. And continued to be
Extra said.
Yeah.
extra
Wait,
sad.
You mean the animated series?
Yeah, I
from
was
long
watching
ago, or
the
is there a
old
new one?
HBO Todd
Oh,
McFarlane
okay.
Spawn. I was binging the original
Oh.
Spawn series from HBO, and I was in season 3, episode 2, and my TV just went like bloop and just died and started making this clicking noise, which I looked up as like a capacitor, I guess, blew in the back of the TV.
Mm.
And at this point, it's like to get the capacitor fixed is literally half the cost of a whole new TV. So just get the whole new fucking TV. Like, what's the point of not just getting a new one? I know it's consumerism at its worst, but
Right.
why would I pay $300 to get something fixed when I could buy something brand new for $600?
Right.
It
It's
just
like
doesn't make any sense.
it's like toner for a printer. Like who buys
Yeah.
toner? You
Just buy a new printer.
You just buy a new printer and then you throw the old one away and that's it.
No, you got to do the HP Easy Ink or whatever. You get free ink basically if you only print like 10 pages a month.
Oh really? Oh nice.
Yeah, it's
I've
crazy.
had the same printer for 11 years. It hasn't broken or anything. It's great.
Have you used it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it holds all of his collectibles.
I have a Wi-Fi printer scanner copier that never works when I want it to, and then all of a sudden it just pops awake and it's like I'm ready to print now, like 3 hours later, and I'm like, the fuck, man? I
Actually,
needed to
AB,
print that a while ago.
I could see you having a printer that's painted to look like Gene Simmons and the tray is the tongue. That's what I could see yours. Maybe you
Oh,
should-
that's a
that's yours,
badass
by the way.
That
idea.
would be badass.
I
It's
know.
all yours.
Thank you for that.
Market it.
Oh my God. Well, don't let Gene Simmons hear about it, or he will
Oh.
market it. Like,
Yeah, he'll want
that's a good idea. I've never done that. If for the low price of $40,000, he will hand deliver it to your house. Jesus.
Would that be worth it though, AB? You get to hang out with Gene Simmons for a little bit.
No. He was
No?
doing
Okay.
well, so he released this box set years ago, right? Like he was selling it for $2,000 just by itself, which I did not buy it for $2,000. I went online and did the naughty thing and downloaded it all because that's what I want. But he was selling appearances, $10,000, and he would deliver it personally to your house. Plus airfare, plus, all that stuff, right? He was getting 10 grand no matter what. But there were people who did it. A lot of people who did it. And I watched some of the videos on YouTube, and you're like, wow. Like, he actually will get there and play music with people and sign your stuff and give you unique items. And
well, here's your ploy, AB. You reach out to him and you let him know that if he does it pro bono on Yom Kippur, it would be one hell of a mitzvah.
Oh my God. I don't know. He'll never go for it. I'm small potatoes. But anyways.
Is he a goy? Is he a goy, or is he one of the chosen?
He was his name is Chaim Witz.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, as much as I could sit here and talk about Gene Simmons all day, I think we've already ran off the topic a little too long. So let's take it around the horn.
Sorry, that's largely my fault.
No. Look, I don't mind talking about Star Wars or Kiss or fucking anything or boobies. I don't care what it is. We'll talk about anything.
This is a preview into next month, into November 1st.
Well, let me tell you, having just watched Spawn, there's a lot of animated boobies in that original Spawn. So if that's what you're looking for,
are they facing the same direction?
They're better than Satana's.
Oh my God! All right, let's take it around the horn and get everybody's last word today, and we're gonna start with Old Faithful Retmus. Tell us what's going down, pal.
I just, as usual, just want to thank everyone for showing up today. I always have a blast chatting with everybody. I always enjoy the company. Just a quick shout out, the game might be coming to an end, but you got all the resources to do things you never got to do. So take the time out, enjoy it, take a little bit of time, power up those characters you always wanted to do, take them out, play with them, try and make team combos you would never think about doing, and see what you come out of it. You might find a hidden meta that was in there that nobody ever knew about. Just to have fun, enjoy it, and don't think of it as a sad thing. Just think of it as like, something you get to enjoy a little bit more.
That's right. When one door closes, another opens, right?
Yep, exactly.
That's the way I like to say it. Is that it, buddy?
That's it.
Okay.
Just try and be a little positive,
Well said, buddy. I echo that sentiment. Just be positive. All right. Sec Jew, what do you got to say, buddy?
I'm going to piggyback on that just a little bit, based on my personal experiences, in the past 2 days with the breaking of my oven and, certain other tools breaking and my television breaking and all these things breaking. It's important in life to remember to not get upset about the things that you cannot control, because otherwise you're going to be upset all the fucking time. So just take that to mind. Anybody that happens to partake in Reddit and partake in DCL, that it's beyond your control when raids inevitably fuck up next week. So just take a chill pill, relax. They may or may not fix it, because let's face it, this is the last hurrah, and maybe no one's around to fix the raid if it goes buggy, but you can't control it. So don't get upset. Don't get mad. Just relax. Do something else that makes you happy. Like Retmus says, stay positive. That's all I got for you.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. Always a positive encounter with you. And, right. Let's now hear from Miss Junk. Miss Junk.
All right, I'm gonna say try and stay negative today instead. Ignore everything that they said and burn the shit to the ground. Now, I just want to give a shout out to Biff, who's not here today. I still think about how he really opened up a couple weeks ago, and it was really powerful what he was saying about the game and how important it was. And I still think about that a lot. And he means the world to, I love this alliance. I love him. I miss him today, and I hope everyone's doing all right. And alliance mates, last chance to get on the show in person,
what I keep saying. Yeah, we had a guest today, and I just got word that he actually is fallen ill today, so we'll try and catch him up next week. Yeah.
Hope you feel better, Cal.
Yeah, no sweat.
Yeah,
dude.
so this is the last hurrah for a while. I mean, obviously we'll stay in touch, I'm sure, but you know how that goes, how
yeah,
we'll see. I'm optimistic, but
just keep signing in here on Sundays. We'll cling on to you.
All right. Good.
All right. Is that it, Miss Junk?
That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, Witty, you give us the bottom line today.
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback on her words because I mean our alliance mates mean a lot to us. Obviously, and that's why we keep on playing and recording these shows. And I know that she's not playing Heroes and Villains with us, but hopefully we have other content that you can be of contribution. So I don't give up on us, even if DC Legends is ending. And and for everyone else who wants to be on the show that didn't get a chance, absolutely reach out to us, and we would like to go out of this one with a bang. So hit us up.
Well said.
And to Kal-El, just feel better, mate. I was hoping you would be here. Just get better.
Yeah. And we do hope he gets better. And we hope all of you are better for having listened to this show. I hope that the case every week, but in particular this week when we're coming off of a lot of support, I just want to say thank you once again to everybody in the community and everybody over at DC Heroes and Villains. Once again, what a fantastic way to end one journey and begin another, I think. And with that, I guess we'll take it off the air. We want to thank all of you for taking the time to be with us today. Get on our website, AtlantisAfterDark.com. Grab some cool swag from the merch store. Get on Discord and chat directly with us. And then hit subscribe on YouTube because you know you want to. For Bretmas, for Secju, for Miss Junk, and for Witty Amazon, we'll see you all right here next time for another fantabulous episode of Double AD. So long, everybody.